Hello students. So we are solving exercise 1b. So we'll take out your copies and your books. So up till question number 7 we have solved. So today we'll be solving from question number 8. Look at question number 8. It is given verify minus of minus x is equal to x. Okay. When it is given, the first one it is given you will get given x equal to 7 by 6. So we need to find minus of minus x. That means therefore minus of minus x means minus, in place of x you will put 7 by 6. Okay, so minus and minus we know it becomes plus, so it will be 7 by 6. Understood? So from this two we can say that minus of minus x is equal to x. Understood? So B you can do because this one is very easy. Look at question number 9. Question number 9, the condition it is given minus of x plus y should be equal to minus x plus minus y. Okay, the first one what it is given, x is given 3 by 4, okay, and y is given 6 by 7. Let us solve. Let us first find minus of x plus y. Okay, minus of x plus y. So it is given minus x, it is given 3 by 4, and plus y it is given 6 by 7. Okay, 7 and 4 LCM will be 28. So 4 7s are 28. So we'll get 3 into 7 plus 6 into 4 because 7 4s are 28. Okay, so 21 plus 24 by 28. If we solve this one, you will get minus 21 plus 24. The value of 21 plus 24 is 45. Okay, minus 45 by 28. Understood? Now if we solve the other one, that is again second part, it is given minus of x plus minus of y. Okay, minus of x means minus 3 by 4, then plus it is given minus 6 by 7. Again solve it. Minus 3 by 4, then plus and minus it will become minus, so it will be 6 by 7. LCM 28. Okay, so first one you will write minus 3 into 7, then minus 6 into 4. Okay, so if we solve this, minus 21 minus 24 by 28, since there are two negative we will add them, yes or no, minus 45 by 28. So from these two what we have observed, from these two we have observed that therefore you can write minus of x plus y. Okay, minus of x plus y is equal to minus x plus minus y. So this is your answer. Understood? Number B you can do by yourself. Okay, question number 10 you see. Then it is given subtract. Look at first one. First one it is given 1 by 5 from 3 by 5. That means, so 3 by 5 minus 1 by 5. So denominators are same, so this will become easy. 3 minus 1, so 2 by 5. This is our answer. Understood? Look at number 2. Number 2 it is given 4 by 9 from minus 1 by 6. So what does this mean? It means minus 1 by 6 minus 4 by 9. Now the denominators are different, so you need to find the LCM. LCM of 6 and 9. Both are divisible by 3, yes or no? So multiply. 3 3s are 9 2s are 18. So your LCM will be 18. So first part minus 1 into 3 because 6 3s are 18. Then 4 into 2 because 9 2s are 18. So minus 3 minus 8 by 18. Minus 3 minus 8 means minus 11 by 18. Understood? So regarding this addition and subtractions, I think you are clear till now. But if you have not practiced at all, then how will you be clear? Okay, so you need to practice. Maths is all about practice. Look at 11. Question 11, what it is given? The sum of two rational numbers is 5 by 18. If one of the numbers is 1 by 8, find the other. What problem? Read the question properly. It is, you need to consider one rational number as a certain number. Let us take, okay, you will write let the other rational number be x. Okay, now according to question I have written a by q. A by q means according to question. According to question it is given sum of two rational number is 5 by 18 and one number is given as 1 by 8. That means 1 by 8 plus x, two rational numbers, and the result what we are getting, it is 5 by 18. We need to find x. While we are solving such equations, we need to put the alphabets on the left hand side and the numbers on the right hand side. So if we take 1 by 8 to the right hand side, since there is a positive sign here, so it will become negative, minus 1 by 8. Okay, so if we solve this, 8 and 18, you need to take the LCM. Both are divisible by 2. 2 9s are 18, 2 4s are 8. Okay, multiply. 4 2s are 8 and 8 9s are 72. So your LCM will be 72. Now see, 18 4s are 72. So we'll write 5 into 4. Then minus 1 into 8 9s are 72. Okay, 1 into 9. Okay, so 5 4s are 20. Then 9 divided by 72. So it will be 11 by 72. This is your answer. So the other rational number is 11 by 72. Understood? Next, question number 12 and 13 you will be solving by yourself. Okay, those two questions, read the questions properly, then you will be solving by yourself. Now we'll come to another topic, that is multiplication. So multiplication of rational numbers is as same as that of fractions, but some properties are given. The first property, you see, the first property, it is closure property. Okay, closure property, according to this property, the product of two rational numbers, okay, I'll write for you, the product of two rational numbers is always a rational number. Okay, that means if a by b and c by d are two rational numbers, if we multiply, then we will get ac by bd, which is another rational number. Understood? AC by bd means how we are getting, we are multiplying the numerator into numerator and denominator into denominator. Understood? So this is the first property, that is closure property. Then coming to the second property, it is known as commutative property. So according to this property, the two rational numbers can be multiplied in any order, then result that we'll get is same. Okay, if a by b and c by d are two rational numbers, then we can multiply them in any order, c by d into a by b. Understood? I have just changed the positions of the rational numbers, but the result will be same. Okay, if you want to look at one example, look, 2 by 3 into 3 by 4 will be equal to 3 by 4 into 2 by 3. How? If I solve numerator into numerator, that means 2 into 3, then denominator into denominator. Okay, same, numerator into numerator, denominator into denominator. Multiply, 2 3s are 6, 3 4s are 12, 3 2s are 6, 4 3s are 12. So you can say that the rational numbers can be multiplied in any order, that is commutative property. Okay, then the third property, it is associative property. Associative property means multiplication of rational numbers can be grouped in any order. Okay, if a by b, c by d, e by f are three rational numbers, then we can group them in any order, like a by b into c by d into e by f will be equal to, if I group the first two, a by b into c by d into e by f. Okay, look at one example. For example, 1 by 2 into 2 by 3 into 3 by 4. I am grouping the second two, and in the second part what I will do, I will group the first two, that is 1 by 2 into 2 by 3 into 3 by 4. Numbers are same but groupings are different. Okay, if we solve, then 3 4s are 12, 2 3s are 6. Again if we solve, 2 12s are 24, 6 1s are 6. Okay, this part if we solve, 3 2s are 6, 2 1s are 2, then 3 by 4. Again multiply, 6 into 4 24, then 2 into 3 is 6. So you can see that the multiplication of rational numbers can be grouped in any order, and that property is known as associative property. Understood? Then coming to fourth property, it is known as property of 1. So rational number multiplied to 1 will get the same rational number. Okay, so 1 is also known as, therefore 1 is, you will write 1 is also known as multiplicative identity. Okay, one is also known as multiplicative identity of rational numbers. Okay, why? Because multiplying 1 into any rational numbers, we get the same rational number. Okay, then the next property is property of 0. That means whenever we multiply any rational number to 0, the answer that we get is always 0. Okay, then property 6, it is distributive property. Okay, distributive property. See, distributive property may be on addition and also in you can say also in subtraction. Okay, but consider only addition, because positive and negative it becomes negative. So negative it is usually not considered. See, distributive property, according to this property, if a by b, c by d and e by f are three rational numbers, then in case of addition, a by b into c by d plus e by f, this can be distributed. Okay, that means a by b is multiplied to c by d also, and a by b is also multiplied to e by f also. Okay, so what I mean is, first you can write a by b into c by d. Since one addition sign is here, so this is distributive property over addition. Okay, plus again multiply a by d into e by f. Okay, so this is true for subtraction also. Consider again, if it is given a by b into c by d minus e by f, so this one also you can do in same way, multiply a by b into c by d, then minus a by b into e by f. That means a by b into c by d minus a by b into e by f. So this is distributive property over subtraction. Okay, then multiplicative inverse. Multiplicative inverse means you can say reciprocal. Okay, reciprocal of a fraction you have learned. So this is number 7, multiplicative inverse. Multiplicative inverse. So multiplicative inverse is written in such a way, that means when we multiply both rational numbers, the result we will obtain is 1. How? So according to this property, if a by b is a rational number, then the multiplicative inverse of a by b will be b by a. That means similar to the concept of reciprocal of a fraction. Okay, so this b by a is the multiplicative inverse of a by b. Why? Such that if we multiply them both, the result that we'll get is 1, because b and b can be cancelled and a and a can be cancelled. So we will get the result as 1. For example, if one rational number is given 2 by 3, so what will be the multiplicative inverse of 2 by 3? You will write the multiplicative inverse of 2 by 3 is 3 by 2. Just invert them. Why? Because if we multiply them 3 by 2, then the result will get is 1. Why? 3 and 3 can be cancelled, then 2 and 2 can be cancelled. Understood? So this is known as multiplicative inverse. So regarding multiplication you have understood. Then come to properties of division. There are different properties of division also. The first property, see, if a by b and c by d are two rational numbers, then when we divide a by b by c by d, it is also a rational number. Okay, so same as multiplication that we have learned, a by b divided by c by d, we will get another rational number. Okay, this is the first property. But one case is here, that c by d cannot be equal to 0, because if any number is divided by 0, then the answer it becomes not defined. Okay, understood? That means the closure property is correct for division also. Okay, then second property, this is first property, closure property, same as multiplication. Second property, see, for any rational number a by b, we have a by b divided by 1. A by b divided by 1 is always equal to a by b. Similar to multiplication, when we multiply by 1, we get the same rational number, and when we divide by 1, then we get the same rational number. But if we divide by minus 1, but if we divide a by b by minus 1, then one negative sign will come here, then it will become minus a by b. Understood? So this is the second property of division of rational number. Okay, then third property, for every rational number a by b, we have, if we divide the same rational number by the same rational number, then the result is 1. See, I'll give you three cases. The first case, a by b divide by a by b. If we divide it by same rational number, then the answer we'll get is 1. Okay. Then if we divide a by b by minus of a by b, then the answer will get us minus 1. Okay. Similarly, if we divide minus of a by b by a by b, then the answer will be 1. Okay. Another one case I'll give you, it is not in your book. If minus of a by b is divided by minus of a by b, then also we'll get positive 1. Understood? So this one will be negative. So in case of division, these are the conditions that you need to keep in mind. When you are dividing 2 positive, then we get positive. Then 1 positive, 1 negative, we'll get negative. 1 negative, 1 positive, we get negative. Both are negative, we get positive. Similar to that of multiplication. Okay. So in our next class, we'll be solving exercise 1C. For today, this much is enough. So we'll revise these properties that we have learned, and you will practice some examples that are given in your books. So in next class, we'll be discussing exercise 1C. Okay, this much for today.